Hey guys, my name is Lorena and I'm currently the South Carolina State reporter, and the month of November was my Q&A month, so let's get to the questions. I had some pretty good questions. So the first question is from the Dynamic Officer. The question reads, how does South Carolina TSA differ from Georgia TSA? Well, one of the big differences that I think is the size. South Carolina TSA has over 500 members, less than 600 though. And I know Georgia TSA has over 2,000 members, so I think that's a pretty big difference. Also, Georgia has like FLC, their state conference, they have Tech Fair, and they also have CORE, and South Carolina only has our state conference. So that's another big difference that I think that sets us apart. My second question is from Mariana. What's your favorite makeup brand? My favorite makeup brand. I actually get asked this quite a bit, like what makeup brand do you use? What's your favorite makeup brand? Do I recommend any? And yes, I do. My favorite is actually Lancome. I use it all the time. I don't use any other brand except for eyeshadows. I do use different brands. But aside from my face coverage and everything, I just use Lancome, like strictly Lancome. The next question is by Lowy.Pow. That's my friend from Canada. Shout out to my friends from Canada. What's your favorite country other than the United States? My favorite country is England. Like, it has always been England, and it will always be England. Just because ever since I can remember, I've always wanted to go, and I actually ended up going. It was a pretty great trip. So my next question is by Tate Green 15. Who is your favorite Georgia TSA officer? Hit me. Well, it's Tate. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? No, but just kidding. Actually, my favorite Georgia TSA officer is all of them. I love all of them. They're all so sweet. They're all so nice. They talk to you. They're so welcoming. They're super funny, and they're great people to get along with. So, yeah. I love them, and I miss them so much. This question is by John_Nandwani. Favorite TSA moment? My favorite TSA moment was probably, I'd say my favorite moment was probably when I went to the Georgia FLC, just because, like, I had gone to my South Carolina State Conference and I thought that was pretty cool, but when I went to the Georgia FLC, it was bigger than the South Carolina State Conference. So I was like, wow, you know, like, this is pretty cool. And I completely loved their theme last year. It was like, the League of Leaders, and I really, really love that theme. And they were dressed as like superheroes, and you know, it was something different from ours. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was probably my favorite TSA moment. I got to meet like some pretty cool people there too, so I love meeting new people. It's just one of the things that I like. Next question is by Nope.Bryce. His question is, what's your favorite word? Can be in English or Spanish. Okay, so I kind of had to think about this, but my favorite word is kumquat. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like a fruit. I'll like put a picture in so you guys can see how it looks. But it looks like an orange, but I heard it tastes kind of sour and weird. I've never tried one. I really want to try one, but I don't know. I just like, I'm pretty sure it's kumquat or kumquat. But either way, like, just saying it is kind of funny. I don't want to offend anybody or anybody who eats it, but I just kind of like the word. But if I were to say like what my favorite Spanish word, it'd probably be bonbon, just because that's a marshmallow. Bonbon, you know, it's just funny. This is another question by Nope Bryce. He said, if you were to get a tattoo, what would the tattoo be of? Okay, that's kind of interesting. I've never wanted to get a tattoo. Just the idea. I've never liked inflicting pain, and you know, tattoos are kind of painful, so I've never really wanted one. But if I were to get one, I'd probably get like a small tree on my wrist, you know, because like trees symbolize life, and I just want something that'd be symbolic. Next question is also by Nope.Bryce. Thanks for asking all these questions, Bryce. Explain your thoughts on the law of conservation of mass. So, interesting question. So I've always learned that matter cannot be created nor destroyed. So I believe that. Okay, the next question is by the Dynamic Officer 846. He's already asked me a question. He was the first person to ask me a question. And the question reads, how do you feel on the topic of dating? That's kind of funny to me because I've never dated anyone, so I've been asked out, but I've never dated anyone because I've never wanted to. Like, it's not a priority of mine, and it's not something that I think of. So, I guess neutral. I don't really think about it, so I don't know how to really answer this question. My next question is by my best friend, Maya_N_Dixon. I love that girl. If you could go into any career, what would it be? I've always wanted to do a job that will help people. Like, that's always been, like, I don't care what I end up doing in my life, as long as it's helping someone. Like, I could just be anything. I just want to help somebody. But, like, my dream job has always been to be a pediatric doctor because I really enjoy hanging out with kids, being with kids. I love kids. I babysit them. I don't know. We do a whole bunch of activities with kids at my school, and I enjoy every minute of it. I don't regret any of it. I also have a younger sister. We're 6 years apart, and we get along pretty well. So I've always wanted to be a pediatric doctor. I've always wanted to be a doctor, and I decided to put those two together, kids and doctors. So I have another question by Maya, and her question reads, if you could be a fruit, what would you be and why? So, if I could be any fruit, I'd probably be a strawberry, just because strawberries are cute and they're pink, and my favorite color is pink. Well, they're kind of red too when you think about it, and they're so sweet. So, and I like to think of myself as sometimes being, like, well, not sometimes, but I am a sweet person. So, you know, I feel like I could reflect on a strawberry. They're sweet, they're cute, and they're small. I'm a small person. I'm 16 and I'm only 5 foot. I've been 5 foot for 2 years, so, you know, I can reflect on the strawberry. Is by Judith Beltran, my cousin, who's actually behind the camera right now. She's waving like the camera can see her, but you can't. So, yeah. Anyway, the question reads, if you could plan a dream trip to anywhere, where would you go and why? I would probably go to Italy, just because I love Italian food, I love the architecture, and I think learning Italian would be pretty cool, you know? Grazie for the question. So that's actually the last question, and I mean, those were all good questions. Thank you so much for asking me questions, guys. The next person to be doing a Q&A video will be Jared. He is the South Carolina State Secretary. Please go ask him questions when we post his picture within like the next week. I know he'll be very grateful. I like this video, and I hope you guys have an amazing break coming up. And I hope you guys have some pretty happy holidays.
Wait, did I turn it off? What did I do? Okay. Okay. Miss Forehead goes to Google.
I've seen movies where people try to create matters and then like the world ends up like going like exploding. I don't know. Or what's an Italian word, Judith? Happy holidays.
Oh my gosh. I like turn it off.